What?
I,
What?
I cut it out.
You stopped it? Of course you did. Well, hello and welcome to the Mocking with You podcast. Chris doesn't know how to work anything. We always have technical difficulties with him behind the board. But we are bringing you the best TV couples. We're going to have to talk about bromances and other things on another day because the list would be
another episode.
It just has to be another episode because doing bromances and friendships and everything in the same as couples, you would never get all the,
and excluding cartoon couples.
Yeah, I'm excluding. You could have. I did it. I don't. I didn't prefer putting cartoon couples in. That could be a mini one on another day. What's that?
I
mean, you could have done Homer and Marge and everything, but I don't care for it. Like we can't do it as a mini mock when we do a mini mock one weekend.
Homer and Marge, that's pretty iconic.
Yeah, but we're doing live, real couple, TV couples from real TV shows, not cartoons. So I went back to back, number one pick overall the last 2 weeks. Chris finally gets to go number one this week. So Chris, go ahead and start us off with your disappointing number one overall because I don't know.
Gonna mess this up. I'm sorry, guys. Well, my number one best couple. Well, it's not best couple. It's our favorite TV couple.
Yeah, our favorite.
Marshall and Lily.
Of course you did. Of course you did. At least you took them. That's where I told you that was my number. That was my clear and cut number one.
Never said who.
No, of course not. I'm glad it went number one.
I wanted to make sure we had a consensus.
Yeah, that was a consensus because they are my consensus of number one overall. So you did rob me and snipe me here. So I'm a little upset, not gonna lie, because that is my number one overall couple. They are the definition of the perfect couple out there, and you just gotta love them.
You have the problems in season 6.
Yeah, they Lily wanted to go off and go to art school.
Yeah.
Whatever. I get it, but they ended up. They were perfect. They were always meant to be, and I love it. And let's talk about Barney. Barney's the best there, but Marshall and Lily are iconic. I don't care about all these other couples that you might yell at number one. They are number one. So I'm glad you went there, Chris. I'm just mad that you got them.
The other couples that you guys want, they're not going to make the top 10.
They're not going to make the top 20 because I'm not putting them there.
Oh, don't worry, guys. I'll put them in. Well, don't know.
All right. So my number two is iconic to our childhood. And every boy growing up at our age had a massive crush on this woman. And she was perfect. They were meant to be. And it's Corey, of course, Corey and Topanga from Boys Meets World.
My number 3. So
yeah.
That's not just a little bit there. That's a dagger in the heart. Corey and Topanga, like, it's like, if you watch like the first 2 seasons, like how Topanga like consistently patronizes Corey and totally like care less about him, but then like as the series progresses.
Well, Corey was the most typical boy of all time. Like not knowing the super duper cute pretty girl had a crush on you and wanted to be with you, and Corey is chasing off at all these other girls when Topanga is sitting there, saying, "Hey, I'm right here, you idiot,"
Yeah. But the whole series that was a good series.
Oh yeah, I watched it all. I went back and rewatched it when Disney Plus released, and I watched all of it on Disney Plus.
Series. Okay. Y'all gonna hate me, but I picked Jim and Pam for number 3. If you don't know Jim and Pam is, Jim and Pam on the office. And that's shenanigans that they get into and like in season one when they're not even together yet. Like, that's total places at the office, and like you can tell that they were meant to be from the moment the show started. It might be the best part about the office, besides Michael Scott.
Well, no, Michael Scott's the worst part about the show. And The Office.
Come on, so fun.
Well, I take that back. Mindy is the worst part about The Office with Scott as a second. I hate that show. I can't stand that show at all.
It's just like, you must like the head of it this morning.
No, this is for me one of the most overrated TV shows of all time. Right there with Seinfeld. Seinfeld and The Office, right there, right on top of each other.
In terms of an overrated that.
All right, so Jim and Pam was on my list because they are iconic, but they were low on my list. So you did take them, and that's another one. So I'm going down my list. So I'm going with my number 3, number 4 overall, and it's Ben and Leslie from Parks and Rec.
Never saw that show.
Then I'm going to be throwing them out left and right because Parks and Rec is amazing.
You know why? Amy Poehler is the most annoying person on the planet.
Who?
Amy Poehler is the most annoying person.
She's not that bad in the show. She really isn't. I used to not like Amy Poehler, but
she's like Michael Scott women.
She's a lot better in the than she normally is. I usually don't like Amy Poehler, but she's really good in that show. But
I tried so hard to watch that show. The rest of it, the characters on that show are amazing. Amy Poehler killed it for me. And I'm not saying she's the lead, by the way, when they say I'm sexist. It's just her. It's just Amy Poehler. Okay, so it's my turn, and I'm going to go ahead and just take Monica and Chandler.
Yeah.
The other couple that you forget recognize over Ross and Rachel, who are playing with.
Let's just say this. Like I said before we went live, is that when I was doing research for this episode, and you put in top TV couples, and I went through multiple lists, like at least 10 to 12 lists and trying to get my list of people from the ones I didn't think off the top of my head. Ross and Rachel were lower than Chandler and Monica. Monica and Chandler were usually in the top 5, top 10. And like I looked at top 50 and top 70, and Ross and Rachel usually coasted in the 50s in those lists. Like Ross and Rachel are one of the most all-time overrated couples. Rachel deserves better than Ross, is all I'm going to say. They're not on my list. They're not on my list, is all I'm saying.
We'll sit like that, and we'll see.
They're all yours. So if you're a struggle at the end and you want them, they're yours. I can tell you they're not going to come and get. You're not going to see.
They're low on the list. They're low on the list.
So Monica and Chandler was my number 7. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it going. This one you might not know. This is for some people out there who have watched this series, but I'm going with Claire and Jamie from Outlander. Jamie is a stud who would do anything for Claire. And Chris, you need to go back and watch some Outlander, man.
What's that about again? Isn't that about like the revolution?
It's about the revolution of Scottish versus the United Kingdom or England back, in the 18th century. And Claire is actually from the 1920s, and she she magically time travels into the past to that time frame as a doctor. She was a doctor. So she goes back and, she was actually she was married to a World War I veteran. And then you're on their honeymoon in Scotland because he was a history buff. And then they go to this scene. She falls through. Only certain people can time travel through this one thing. And she falls back in time. She tries to find out a way back. She falls in love with Jamie. They get married to protect her. Yeah, it's a great show. It's about the Scottish Revolution War. Then they move over to the United States, and it's just great. Fantastic show. Horrible, really messed up scenes, but Outlander is a great show, and I think you would really enjoy it there, Chris. But Claire and Jamie from Outlander.
Okay, so one of the hosts on a different podcast is yelling at me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick what was my number one that I totally, I just keep thinking, he won't pick them, so I just keep putting it off. But I'm not gonna let them fall no more. Doesn't Haley from Hidden Queens is my next pick.
Yeah, you could have waited forever. They weren't on my list.
You never watched that too, by the way?
I have, but they're not that good of a couple.
Their chemistry is amazing. And like, for like a series that is not that serious, and they actually don't really watch together as a couple. Like,
I've watched. I've always enjoyed Kevin. So I've watched all of his stuff. So I've always enjoyed Kevin, and I went back and watched that show and watched it before he became part of the Adam Sandler crew and became a, headliner of his own movies. So I always liked Kevin James, but I didn't. I saw them. I was like, I could throw them on the back of my list, but I was like, do I really think they're a great iconic top 10? Like, to say they're a top 10 couple, that's bold, sir. With some other couples out there, that's very, very bold.
Well, but they were my number one.
Yeah, you could have literally stole them at 20. That they were never coming off my board. That was one not on my list. So that's two so far that you've taken one off. That's not on my two off. Yeah, all right, whatever. I had Jim and Pam, but low. All right, so I'm back.
I had no idea who they are.
Yeah, so I'm going back to another one that you won't have on your list. And I'm going April and Andy from Parks and Rec. I'm going Star-Lord with his love, April Ludgate. I'm sorry. They're the – oh, yeah.
From what?
Chris Pratt is in Parks and Rec as Andy Dwyer. And April Ludgate is what's her name?
And we're putting them in the top 10?
Yes, they're that great. That's the problem. You've never watched a great show. I'm promising you, people won't be mad with April.
So bad. And was so bad. I want to start on that show. I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're not. You're missing out because you're Audrey Plaza and Chris Pratt are April.
Oh, Audrey Plaza.
Yeah, sit here and talk about my shit. Yeah, at least I'm putting good shows up there. Yeah, wanker.
Show.
Not top 10.
Oh, stop it. You can put a certain show in twice. And the last one me. So it's my turn. And I'm going to pick a classic. I'm going to pick Zach and Kelly from Saved by the Bell. When blew up.
Chris, what are you doing?
I'm right here.
The whole screen just went blank and black on the melody.
I had no idea what was going on. It was fine on my end.
It went completely haywire over here. All right, so what's your number 9?
Zach and Kelly from Saved by the Bell.
Another one I didn't have. Another show I didn't like. I thought that was an overrated show growing up. Zach and Kelly.
I cannot. I'm not.
What was that? Saved
by the Bell is a classic.
I'm not saying it's a class. I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying I thought it was an overrated show. I never cared about Saved by the Bell. I maybe have watched.
But like I grew up in California, and that's when the show was based in California. So it's kind of around my lifestyle and how we were raised. So.
All right. So
who didn't have a crush on Kelly growing up? And who was also in Saved by the Bell? Woo. I mean, they watch. Jesus.
Yeah, no shit. She's off Saved by the Bell. You just took her from Saved by the Bell.
I meant Baywatch. Sorry.
Like I said, no, I'm going from a show. So to round out our top 10, I'm going to a more recent show that just ended a couple years ago, and a great couple, and that is Sheldon Cooper and Amy Farrah Fowler from Big Bang Theory.
I hate that show.
You have no taste.
And I was like a nerd. I would love it. And then we tried to watch that like a couple years ago, and it persists on me.
You're smoking crack, sir. By the way, you haven't touched my top 10 since Lillian Marshall.
That's good.
And you're going to kill me. I'm going to have to keep taking the same shows because you don't watch the same shit. So I'm going to have to.
I don't watch that.
Please at least take something off my top 20, please. Just take something off my. You haven't taken. The last show you've taken off my top 20 was Jim and Pam at number 3. That's the last time you and me have had any.
Put Pena, so I have to kill you.
Making this difficult.
What do you think?
I took.
Okay, I'm gonna take a couple that probably when you think about it is not the best couple ever, but they were so iconic and like in the end, by the time you get to the end of the series, they kind of get that together again. And I'm talking about Tony and Carmela Soprano. They're one of the most iconic couples of the 2000s. Like, Tony and Carmela from Sopranos. You just sit and watch that show.
I did, but again, I haven't watched that in forever. You're killing me here, dude. Making this. I have to keep going and finding your couples off the internet so I can put them in the list because you don't want to take the same one as me, which is.
I don't. Why would I want them?
That is not a top 20 couple. Like that is reaching. No, they're not. They're not a top 20 couple. They're in the top 40 couples.
The whole marriage was like I mean, if we find out like all the crazy shit that Tony's doing behind his back.
You don't think she knew? She was married to a mobster. She knew the shit he was doing. Did she acknowledge it? Probably not.
But like lying to themselves.
They're not a top 15 couple. They're not a top 20 couple. You are reaching. I mean, Zach and Kelly, I can't argue with the top 10, but Doug and Carrie, number 7, and now Tony and Camilla at, oh, God, Chris, why did you do this to me this weekend? You're killing me, dude.
And watch that show, fight on it.
I have watched it in the last couple of years, and I would not put them in my top 30. I would not put them in the top years, sir. I've watched it. It's probably been like 3 years, 4 years. But I would not even, I'd never even thought about it. I went to Sopranos. I'm like, nah, no good couples in Sopranos to put it in the top 20. And here you are putting them in your number 11 spot.
I'm gonna do another one.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, I'm not, Jesus, fuck. You make this hard. Well, I'm going to keep going down my list, and another one you won't have because you don't like the show. And that's Leonard Hofstadter and Penny from Big Bang Theory.
Funny.
At least I'm picking arguable top 20 couples. You're just going out there randomly. Like,
I don't know who
this couple is a top 50 couple. I'll put them at number 12.
You're gonna
love my next pick too. I know that pick is safe. Oh, you're gonna love that pick. This one, I can't wait for you because you're gonna hate me on my next pick. You're gonna be like, "What the fuck, you weirdo?"
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take Kirk and Carla.
Kirk and Carla. About time we're back on the same something off my.
Kirk and Carla. By the way, in season 3 when like he's like trying to convince Carla to finally say yes to him. But by the way, Carla has the most stonest moment she's ever had in that whole series in that season. Like making her jump through the hoops.
Yeah, I'd never recovered from Carla
What's the most
from that season.
idiotic thing she ever did in that whole series?
Yeah, I could never recover and completely like Carla after that whole episode of shit.
Yeah, it really made you hate Carla. Like, and her character is great.
Yeah, she's a great character, but that whole like I don't know if I would put her in my top 5 Scrubs characters.
No, she's not.
No, she'd be in my top 10 Scrub characters.
Well, top 10, but like, well, we can say this later, and we're gonna have a Scrub character that.
Yeah, that one's gonna be hard.
This one is the one in the Leon.
Yeah. All right. So Turk and Carla, which is on my list, but a little lower. I didn't know where to put them. They're probably, if I really went back and moved them where they should have been, this is probably where I would have had them, is about 14, 15.
About what I had them on my list. So.
All right. So I'm going to go completely left field here. You're not going to know them. I 100% know this. This is in the last year, my fiance Marley has made me watch this show. And I really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to enjoy it. And this couple is amazing, and definitely Damon. And this is Damon and Elena. Jesus, Damon and Elena from Vampire Diaries. And Damon,
Vampire Diaries.
I know. Trust me, it's actually a decent show. It really is. Like, I made fun. I watched it all and I enjoyed it thoroughly. It's a lot better than you think it is. It's better than Twilight. And that doesn't say much, but it's actually really good. And Damon makes the show. I'm just telling you.
I think you just hit that one for Marley.
No, I put them on my list before I told her. I really like them.
Hit them for Marley. Marley's got to have one pit.
What's that?
Marley's got to have one pit. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and hit Dan and Roseanne.
Oh, my God. You would? Oh, my God.
You remember that show? And how iconic that show was? And like,
you really just put Dan and Roseanne from Roseanne in the top 15.
Mm-hmm.
You have no room to ever talk. Can I find a new co-host that somebody's going to make decent draft picks for once?
I grew up with that show.
I grew up with that show. We're the same age, Chris. You just put Roseanne, who just got canceled for the shit she says.
Well, and that's like I knew Dan that more is not that then, but
I can't believe you just picked Roseanne. I really. Oh my God! Scroll down the list so people can see the list. Since you're,
what number was that?
That was number freaking 15. You're putting Dan and Roseanne in the top 15.
That's not bad.
They're not a top 30 couple. Your last Kirk and Carla, yes, but Tony and Camilla and Dan and Roseanne are not top 15 couples, and you just put them in.
Yes, I did.
You're giving me a headache. Sir. So many good couples are not going to be talked about because of your shit here, sir. Your shit.
Honestly, I just don't know where to put these couples.
Well, not on the list is where you put them. To be honest with you, not on the list.
This is what we do. We not because it. Hence the title. Not in.
Oh God, you're killing. All right, I'm going to bring us back to ground, and again, I get to go back to this show because you stole Lily and Marshall from me, which I'm still very mad about that you stole Lily and Marshall from me, you bastard. I should have told you so you didn't take them. But I'm going to take Barney and Robin because they're an actually great couple. I know they get divorced, but they were meant to be like that. They were great on screen. They were a great couple. And I'm like, how that final season ended with them getting divorced. You don't finish that last episode. Barney and Robin deserve to be together, and Ted gets numbnuts, his wife. That shit ended, but Barney and Robin is a great couple.
It's like remind us how much that we hate that whole season. The whole season, like it's just like they got lazy at it. Honestly, it's just like Game of Thrones. Like I just trying to forget the final season.
Yeah,
you know.
I watch it, but I literally I end it at the train station. I don't watch it anymore.
They literally ruined the masterpiece.
They really did. Like I was so mad after that. I was like, how did the actors who watch that said, "Yep, this is good. Let's go ahead and agree to this." Like there, and then it was such backlash that they said they shot an alternate ending for the season. And when you bought it on DVD, you could watch the alternate ending. You know what the alternate ending was? They didn't even shoot another one. They stopped it at the train yard. That was it. When he met his wife, that was it. They ended it there. So that's their alternate ending. They didn't even shoot another ending. That was their ending. They just didn't go past him walking to her up at the train. Yeah. Weak bullshit. All right, we can't go. I'm going to get heated up because that still pisses me off.
I really hate this couple. But and then no one frustrates me. But honestly, when they were together and when they were friends throughout the whole series, they were really good together. And I'm talking about J.E. and Elliot.
I knew you were going to take both of the scrubs from me.
You had to know it. Literally, they are like Ross and Rachel, but not as annoying.
But JD's better than Ross. I never wanted Ross and Rachel to end up. At least when you're watching Scrubs, you're like, Elliot and JD need to end up together. Like you felt it. Like they were good together. Did they go through their, won't they, will they, won't they, will they, won't they, will they? But every time you felt like you wanted them. You're like, just stop this shit and put them together and stop playing around.
And then that one time where Elliot really wanted him, and then Jaden decided he's like, I thought of that. Wait, I really don't want her. And you're like, oh my god, you stupid soul.
Yeah, I like that pick. I was gonna try sneaking in at number 20. I knew you probably weren't gonna let me. That was my mistake. I was just going down my list. I'm literally just staying true to my list. I'm not bouncing around. So that's a great pick. I'm gonna. Fuck, that was a good pick. All right, I'm gonna keep it moving.
Don't do that.
So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna take Brooklyn Nine-Nine's true and only Jake and Amy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. The last season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine was straight trash. It ruined the series in general. But Jake and Amy were a great couple, and I am happy to get him here at number 18. So I'm
totally forgot about them.
You forgot about them? What did you say?
I totally forgot about Jake and Amy.
Yeah, I was sitting here super excited.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine was so good. And then,
don't watch the last season. Do not watch the last season. They went so woke, it ruined the show.
Wasn't that on Fox or was that on?
Oh god, it jumped around a couple networks. But now you have to watch it on Peacock. Hulu used to have it, but now it's on Peacock. But this last season, man, Rosa quit the floor. It was so the last season was kind of shot after the whole George Floyd and Black Lives Matter. So Rosa quit the force, and the captain retired because of everything. It went so woke, it ruined it. Like how they used to do it was good. It was perfect. It wasn't in your face. And I'm not trying to say it's not bad to say those things. I'm just saying how they did it subtly and like, oh yeah, they made you think about it. And this time it was just like, here, look at it. Here, it's in your face now. Rub it in. It got so bad, it ruined the last season. The last season ruined the whole series. Like I will never watch the last season if I ever rewatch the show because that's how bad it was.
I'm gonna okay, so that's not a lot the last season.
So now I gotta sit here because there's a couple couples I really want at these last two, and you're gonna take somebody not on my list, and it's gonna piss me.
Know who I'm taking. I don't know who I'm taking.
Who are you taking? I
got them on the list.
Ross and Rachel.
I got to put Ross and Rachel on the list.
They're not.
Otherwise,
you're worried about what other people.
Ross and Rachel are not on the list. Why?
Who cares? They're not a top 20 couple. Pick your couples, not other people's. Damn it, man.
Well, let's see. I mean, I do have them at 20. I still have like some good ones left.
This is hard. So there's like,
okay, you know what?
No, you picked them. It's done. You put them there.
Oh man!
You did it.
I had one that I wanted.
Well, that's your fault.
Well, whatever. Let's go with it. Go ahead, and pick your last one.
I don't know. You screwed me here, sir. See, I haven't watched a lot of that show, but I've watched that show and I loved it. But from what I saw, this couple is amazing from this show. So I'm gonna go here. I'm not going another. I'm the only one who's actually stayed away from all rom-coms. I went to and got Outlander. You got Sopranos, but I have Outlander and I have
Sopranos.
Yeah, but that's it. Everything else is rom-com for you, comedians and stuff, which is cool and fine. I did a lot of that too, but I'm gonna go away from it again. So I'm gonna have 3 non-rom-com. And I'm taking Ian and Nikki from Shameless.
No.
Yes.
Well, hey, no, that's good. I like them. I never took that into that show though.
I've enjoyed it from here and there. I've never watched it all the way through, but I've watched 3 or 4 seasons in total.
I watched the whole British version. That's why.
Oh, I've never watched the British version. I don't like British comedy. It's too dry. Yeah, it's very dry.
It was very in line, by the way. It's still kind of the same. Honestly, I think the British version is a lot more funny. Okay. All right, and I can say what I was gonna pick instead of fucking Ross and Rachel. Buffy and Angel, damn it.
I almost put Buffy and Angel in my top 25 list, and I didn't. So the couples that are honorably mentioned for me that I did not get to pick because Chris's dumb picks is Barry and Iris from The Flash.
Stop it.
Oliver and Felicity Smoke from The Arrow. Eleanor and Chidi from The Good Place. Gemma and Fitz from Agents of Shields.
No, I can't tell.
Cece and Schmidt from New Girl.
No, I can't tell.
And Castle and Beckett from Castle were my.
I'm surprised you didn't take them.
You didn't let me.
You remember that.
Again, I was trying to stay true to my top couples, and I didn't get them all, but I'm happy with my list. I'm still mad I did not get Marshall and Lily. I don't think you understand how upset I am that I did not get Marshall and Lily.
Let me just in mind, Dr. Hot from Jordan, Mary Watt, One Club, Laura and Esteban from Family Matters. The Winslows, come on, they're a good couple. Fran and Maxwell Sheffield
I don't even know half the
Jesse
country.
from Full House.
I don't remember Full House.
Those are all sitcoms, man. All sitcoms. Oh, and the other Sopranos couple was Christopher Moltisanti and Adriana.
Yeah, don't know.
One more. Jackson Lindy from Cincinnati.
I'm so glad you didn't get more picks because you really just murdered the back end of the board again. Tony and Camilla and freaking Dan and Roseanne.
It's not my fault you don't like those shows.
No, they're bad picks. They're bad picks.
And
Doug and Carrie from freaking. Doug and Carrie is not a top 10 couple. You killed me. You please people, sir. You are no longer the hater. You lost your name. You're here to please because you took Doug and Carrie because of our co-host Tyler.
I got 26 people,
You're no longer. You're here to please. You're no longer the hater. You can't keep that name. You've lost it.
Well, I still made my haters pick here.
Yeah. So that is it for this week's podcast. Friendly reminder, we will not be with you next Sunday, the 28th, as I am getting married. So we will be taking that weekend off. We will be back June 4th. We will put it back to you all to vote to tell us what you want us to see us do next. But
I thought we were going to do the Dragon Ball Z one.
We can do Dragon Ball Z. That was the other one we were talking about. So Dragon Ball Z characters coming June 4th. So, and then hopefully sometime in June. And then in June, my wife, Marley, wants to join us for an episode of TV crushes or fictional character crushes. So that would definitely be interesting.
It's more than just TV. It's movies.
Yeah, that's just fictional characters. That can be from anything.
Fictional,
yeah.
Well.
Yeah. So that is it. Thank you for tuning in and watching this week's Mocking With You podcast. Thank you and have a great week and see you in June.
Oh, and congratulations to Lil B and Marley.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Mocking You podcast. Yours truly, Lil B at Brunelli Sports and the Hater at Supercharged 33.
It worked.